anything goes wrong. Okay, so we're just gonna come to child's pose actually today to start. So we'll have our knees wide and we'll just sink the tailbone in towards the mat. And just focus on your breath. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, constricting the back of the throat so it makes an audible sound like crashing waves. So it'll sound like this. And as you exhale, you'll sink the tailbone deeper into the mat and maybe take the fingertips a little further away from the torso, so just elongating the spine. Take one more nice deep breath in. On your exhale, we'll come up to the fingertips. Take the tailbone high into the sky. Walk the fingertips out a little bit more. And then sink the elbows towards the mat, not quite touching, just hovering to get that nice shoulder stretch here. One more nice deep breath in. On your exhale, we'll take the hands directly under the shoulders for a moment, wag the tail side to side, take a couple cat-cows. So inhale, drop the belly, look up towards the ceiling. Exhale, chin to chest, round the spine. 2 more. On this last one, we'll take that right arm, sew it through the left. Maybe walk the left fingertips overhead or reach for that hip. Option to stay, or you can wiggle that left leg out to the side. Maybe take your gaze towards the ceiling. One more nice deep breath here. On your exhale, use your palm to press you forward. We're going to hold that left leg out or put it out if it's not there already, and just sink into a half straddle, maybe coming down to the forearms, opening up the hips and the inner thighs. If it feels nice, you can take a really gentle rock forward and back. Come back to the tops of the palms, Randajam the leg all the way around, and then sew the left arm through the right. Maybe take the right fingertips overhead. Option to stay or wiggle that right foot out to the side. Maybe grab onto the hip, take your gaze towards the ceiling. On your next exhale, we'll find the top of our hands. We'll wiggle that right leg out to the side, maybe follow it, maybe fall to your forearms. And then just take a gentle rock forward and back. On your next exhale, we'll come back to the top of the palms, Randajam that leg all the way around. Pike that left leg back. Take a gentle rock on the tops of the balls of the feet. And then when you're ready, keeping the hips square, scooping up the core, with a flexed foot, you're going to bring that leg off the floor. Maybe take the right arm overhead. Take a nice deep breath. Stretch in opposition on your exhale. The knee comes in towards the elbow. Inhale, flex. Exhale, point, draw it in. One more inhale, flex. Exhale, draw it in. We'll inhale, expand Bend the back leg, maybe grab onto the back shoelace, kick into your hand, and then see if you can follow your gaze towards your right shoulder. One more nice deep breath in here. On your exhale, elongate the leg. This is a little bit tougher. You're going to take the right hand on a diagonal just a tiny bit. Wag the toes towards the side, the bottom toes. Stack your hips. Option to stay here or grab onto the shoelace with the same side. Kick into the back of your hand and maybe take your gaze over the left shoulder. One more nice deep breath here. On your exhale, we're actually going to take that left leg all the way around, straight in front of you. Wag the hips forward. Option to stay or come to the tops of the thighs. Maybe interlace the fingers. Take the arms above the head. And exhale, float the fingertips to either side of that front leg. Pike back the hips. Find a really just kind of easy hamstring stretch here because we're still warming up. Keeping a nice flat back. So 2 more times, we're going to take the weight forward, maybe interlace the fingers, reach up towards the sky. And on your exhale, we'll pike back the hips. Find that hamstring stretch. And one more time, we'll take those hips forward, interlace the fingers. And exhale, pike back the hips. Nice deep breath here. On your exhale, Ranjan that leg all the way around. Pike that right leg back. We'll take that rock on the ball of the foot. And then engage the glutes. Scoop up the core as you bring that right leg up. Left arm reaches in opposition. Nice deep breath here. On your exhale, point the toe, knee in towards the elbow. Inhale, expand. Exhale in. Inhale, expand. Last time. And hold. Bend that right leg. Reach back for it with the left hand. Kick into that hand and then maybe take your gaze towards the left shoulder. One more nice deep breath here. On your exhale, go ahead and take the fingertips a little bit towards that diagonal and then stack your hips. Take the right arm towards the ceiling, maybe grab onto the shoelace, same side. Kick into that hand, maybe gaze goes over the right shoulder. One more nice deep breath here. On your exhale, we'll take the palms towards the floor. Randajam that leg all the way to the front. Take your hips forward. Maybe crawl to the top of the thigh or interlace the fingers for a little back bend. And exhale, pike back the hips. Maybe flex the front foot. Easy hamstring stretch here. Take that 2 more times. Rock the hips forward, maybe interlace the fingers. And exhale, pike back the hips. And the last time, hips come forward, interlace the fingers. And exhale, pike back the hips. Ranjajan that leg all the way around. Roll up to the tops of the knees. And then take your chin towards your chest. And very gently, maybe you take the hands to the back of the head and give yourself a gentle stretch through the neck and the top of the back. From here, we're going to come back to quadruped. Curl the toes, pike up the hips. The first finger is pointing forward, the other fingers are sprawling out towards the sides of the mat. Fingertips are glued towards the mat. Nice deep breath here. On your exhale, find your first high palm plank. Make sure that the hands are directly under the shoulders. Also measuring out where your down dog should be. And then from here, without moving the toes, find the down dog again. And you can play with bending the knees and straightening the heels towards the mat. One more time. On your next inhale, start to walk the feet towards the hands. Keep a micro bend in the knees. Grab opposite elbows and gently rock side to side. Shake your head yes and no. And then if you want, you could take the hands towards the floor, keeping the knees bent. If you want, go ahead and move the weight of your body to the balls of your feet and then just give yourself a little bounce. So you can get all the tension out of the head, neck, upper back. And then keeping the weight towards the balls of the feet, we can go ahead and try to straighten those legs. Rock the weight back to the heels, take a slight bend in the legs, and really slowly roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. When you get to the top, roll the shoulders up and back, float the arms above the head. We're going to take 2 more roll downs. So on your next exhale, chin comes into the chest. You're going to roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. Bend the knees, give yourself a little bounce. And then roll right back up. Shoulders up and back, float the arms above the head one more time. We'll roll on down. Bounce it out. And then straighten those legs as you roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. Good, we're gonna come to the front of the mat if you're not there already. Just taking 3 very traditional sun salutations before we get into our warrior poses. So you're going to sprawl the arms out to the side. Take a nice deep breath here. On your exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, step or jump your way back to a high plank. Rock the weight forward, elbows near the side, coming down halfway. Hold. And exhale, release. Just a half cobra to start. On your next exhale, pike it back, down dog. Bend the knees, walk or jump your way up to Uttanasana. Inhale, up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sprawling the arms out above the head. Exhale, hands by the side. Just freeze here. Feet hip-width distance apart. Close your eyes and just feel your connection to your mat. Make sure that your weight is evenly distributed between the 3 points on your feet. So the top right and left corner and the heel of both of your legs. Trying not to lock your knees. All right, we got this 2 more times, but we're also going to think about spiritually surrendering or maybe dedicating the next 2 sun salutations to someone that really needs your energy. So we'll open the eyes, inhale, arms above the head, exhale, surrendering forward. Inhale, up halfway, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step or jump your way to a high palm plank. Exhale through chaturanga. Inhale, high cobra or up dog, peeling the knees off the floor. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, step or jump your way back to Uttanasana. Exhale, hold. Inhale, up halfway. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, arms above the head. Exhale, right down to the side. Good, one more time, building that heat. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, jump your weight to a high palm plank. Exhale through your vinyasa. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. We'll come back to Uttanasana. Inhale, up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms above the head. Exhale, hands by your side. Good. Awesome. We're going to take a nice deep breath, arms overhead. On your exhale, the left leg is going to pull into the chest. We'll hold for a balance here. And then through passe, we're going to bend the right leg a lot. Flex that back leg. Find your warrior three. So hips are square to the floor. You can do warrior three with a bent or straight leg. I find when it's bent, it gets into the glutes a little bit more. One more nice deep breath here. On your exhale, shoot that left leg back a lot until you're in a lunge, forward lunge. If it feels okay, you'll take a tiny pulse into that hip flexor or maybe lift the front heel off the floor. We'll take hands through prayer. Find the left elbow by the right quad and gently take that twist towards the right shoulder. One more nice deep breath here. On your exhale, we'll drop the heel if it's up. Come back through center. We're going straight for that standing split. So you're going to push off the back leg. Take that left leg towards the sky. Maybe give it a little pulse. Or you can walk one or both of your hands behind that leg for that calf and hamstring stretch, that standing leg. Exhale, release. Walk the right fingertips to that front diagonal. Stack the hips like we did in quadruped earlier. And maybe take the left arm, if you can find your balance, towards the sky. A harder version of this is to bend the leg like we did in quadruped and grab the shoelace. Exhale, release. We'll bend the front leg a lot. Windmill the arms up to warrior two. Flip the front palm. Reverse warrior. One more nice deep breath here. On your exhale, windmill those arms back out to the side. Straighten the front leg. Rock the weight forward, Trikonasana. So taking these poses slow at first, and we'll take another round where it's a lot quicker. Go ahead and close it like a book, but turn the toes towards me. Find your forward fold here. Maybe take the hands behind the heels, eventually trying to get the head towards the mat. One more nice deep breath here. On your exhale, walk the hands towards the left foot. Bend the left leg a lot, turn it out. Maybe the toes find the sky. You can take your hands straight in front of you, or you can open up that thigh and maybe take the right arm overhead. One more nice deep breath here. On your exhale, we're going to pivot on the back toes, finding our lunge on that other side. Once you're there, it's tiny pulses down here. Option to lift the front heel up. We'll take our hands to prayer. Option to keep the front heel up or place it on the mat Right elbow will find the left quad. We'll find our twist, trying to get our prayer in between our chest. One more nice deep breath here. On your exhale, back through center. Take the hands to the mat, kick off the back leg, find your standing split, maybe take a tiny pulse, or maybe grab the back of that standing leg. On your next exhale, I'll just have to move back a little bit. Walk the left fingertips to that diagonal, stack the hips, and work to find that balance. Right arm towards the ceiling. If you have a block, that might be helpful at this moment. Option to stay here, or you can bend the leg, grab onto the shoelace, and pike that knee back. Two more breaths here. Exhale, release, bend the leg a lot, find your warrior two. And then flip the front palm, keep the left leg where it is, reverse your warrior. On your next exhale, back to warrior two. Straighten the front leg, take your weight forward, Trikonasana triangle pose. One more nice deep breath here. On your exhale, close it like a book, turn the toes towards me, find your forward fold. Maybe take the hands behind the heels. One more nice deep breath here. On your exhale, we'll turn both toes out, bend the right leg a lot, sink into that lunge. Maybe take the hands in front of you, or the right hand will take that knee away from you a little bit more. Maybe the left arm comes overhead. And when you're ready, we'll close it like a book. Pivot on those toes. Come up to that lunge. So you've got that sequence one more time. It's going to go a lot faster. So from here, hands to prayer. Left elbow will find the quad, twisting up towards the sky. One more nice deep breath here. On your exhale, back through center. Take your hands to the floor. Find your standing split. Maybe grab the back of that leg. One nice deep breath here. On your exhale, we're going to stack the hips, eventually finding our balance. One more nice deep breath. On your exhale, bend the leg a lot. Warrior two, flip the palm, reverse the warrior. On your next exhale, back to warrior two, straighten the front leg, find your Trikonasana. Close it like a book, turn the toes towards me, find that brief forward fold. And then turn out the toes, walk the fingertips towards the left side. Maybe you find that stretch through the right waistline. Nice deep breath here. On your exhale, pivot on the toes. Find that high pump plank. Exhale, or not high pump plank, high lunge. Exhale, hands to prayer. Right elbow finds the left quad. Back through center, hands find the floor. We'll find that standing split, maybe grabbing the back of the leg. Walk the fingertips towards that diagonal, stack the hips, find your balance. One side might be easier than the other. Bend the left leg a lot, warrior two. Flip the palm, reverse your warrior. On your next exhale, come back through warrior, straighten the left leg, Trikonasana. Close it like a book, turn the toes towards me, find that forward fold. Good. From here, we'll hold. You have the option to just hold here, or if you have headstand from here, you can find headstand. Or you can take the elbows really far back, bend the arms to find a shelf, and if you have a balance pose where you can take the legs off of the floor from here, that's another option. Or you can just hold this stretch. We've got about 30 seconds. So if you can get your head to find the mat, pushing through shoulders. One more nice deep breath here. On your exhale, we're going to turn the toes out. Shoot the butt down a lot. Take your hands to prayer malasana. If it feels nice, you can take a gentle sway side to side. Good. I know, Lynn, you're really good at balancing, so if you wanted to, you can work to get on that releve, keeping the butt low, chest high. Good. And then gluing the heels back to the floor. Good, couple options from here. You can take those stretches side to side, or you can take the fingertips forward and work into your crow. So you're going to take your gaze pretty far forward, about 2 feet in front of the fingertips. Keep the butt high and see if you can find your balance. Good, Lynn. I'm sure you're doing a great job. I just see a really nice apartment, but couple more seconds. Good. All right, turn the toes parallel, pike up the hips, walk the toes and heels together. Take a massive bend in the legs when you're ready. Fingertips find the floor, scoop up the core like crazy, and then take the arms overhead, chair pose. From here, take the hands to prayer. See if you can get the left elbow to the outside of the right leg, keeping the knees together. And then maybe you step the left leg behind you. Maybe you sprawl out the arms. And exhale, retracing your steps. Back through center, and switching sides when you're ready. Woo! We'll take the arms overhead, take it to a tiny pulse down, 8 counts here. 8, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand straight up. Roll back the shoulders. Wag the tail side to side. Good. Okay, we're gonna take the weight all the way over to the left side, finding our tree pose. So right leg's gonna find the inner thigh. Hands to prayer from here. Good, couple options once I get my balance. You have the option to stay, or you can take your peace fingers, grab onto that big toe, and take the legs straight forward. Maybe eventually out to the side. flexible than I am and you can get your tree across you, you can take your fingertips towards the floor, squat a lot, and see if you can get the butt all the way down, almost like a one-legged crow. So you would sit the butt almost to your ankle and then find prayer. So those are the options here. Good. And yoga is about playing. So if you're falling out of stuff, I've been falling out of it all morning. Had a few margaritas last night, so that wasn't helpful. So we'll take another minute to play with those variations. So knowing you have time, just taking your time, not panicking. And releasing that stretch or that variation, giving yourself a gentle rock side to side. So same thing, we'll take it to that other side. So we'll take the weight to the right. Take your time finding your tree. You don't want your foot down by your kneecap, so you want it a little bit higher, whether you're crossing the foot or keeping it on the inside of the thigh. And then option to take your peace fingers. If you don't have really sweaty toes like I do, take the, too sweaty. Take them straight out and then out to the side, or you can cross it a lot, bend the butt down, find the fingertips, and then eventually find your balance, hands to prayer. Your butt would be lower than mine. If your butt is all the way down, you can try to take a couple hops in your one-legged crow. So we'll get another minute to play around with this. When you're ready, we'll rock it side to side, just kind of shake it out. Good. All right. So before we come down to the mat, well actually, yeah, let's just come down to the mat. So we're gonna come down to the mat. Feet flat on the floor, grab behind the backs of the legs, scoop up the core a lot, and then see if you can find your boat. So maybe you have bent legs, maybe the arms are overhead, maybe you straighten them. 3 breaths here. From here, kind of like last week, we're going to take our crazy boat. So you have options. Level 1, we're going to grab behind the backs of the legs and just take an incher. If you're intermediate to advanced, you're gonna let yourself kind of fall and come back to the boat. Kind of crazy town here. Doing whatever you want. Using the obliques, the internal abs. So you got 30 seconds to play through crazy boat. Halfway there. And last one. Good. We'll take the soles of the feet together, use the elbows to drop the inner thighs closer to the mat. Take a nice deep breath on your exhale. We're going to find a flat back first, and then curve the spine. come forward with a flat back. And exhale, curve the spine back. And inhale, flat back. And exhale, curve. 2 more. Good. Keep the left foot in front. Run jump that right leg all the way around. We'll find our pigeon. But first, we're going to see if we can curl the back toes and find more of an active pigeon. So maybe you take the arms overhead and the back knee is off the floor for a couple breaths. So everything's super activated. And then you'll uncurl the toe or take the tops of the feet back down to the mat. And on your next exhale, you'll come down to the forearms, maybe bow your head, close your eyes. Focus on that breath. Flex the front foot to protect your knees. On every exhale, trying to surrender into this pose. We hold a lot of emotional tension in our hips and glutes, so just trying to let it go. One more nice deep breath here. On your exhale, come back to the tops of the palms. We'll curl the back toes, wag the knee under the hip, take that left leg in front for another hamstring stretch. This time we might be a little bit warmer, so if it feels okay, maybe you'll find your split. One more nice deep breath in. On your exhale, we'll rotage on that leg all the way around. Maybe wag the tail side to side. Swirling the feet back to the tailbone. Using the elbows to gently press the inner thighs towards the mat. Taking 3 more flat backs. So you'll inhale, flat back. Exhale, around the spine. 2 more. And then rondage on that left leg. Woo! Just kicked my cat around. Find your pigeon. We'll try to curl the back toes. Maybe lift the knee off the floor to keep it active, and maybe take the arms overhead. And on your next exhale, we'll surrender deeper into that stretch, maybe finding the forearms, flexing the foot to protect that knee, closing your eyes, focusing on your breath. exhale, come back to the tops of the palms. Bring that left knee back under the hip. Find that hamstring stretch. Option to stay here, or maybe you get deeper into your split. More nice deep breath here. On your exhale, we'll lunge down that right leg all the way around. Come back to quadruped, curl the toes, pike up the hips. Take the right leg up towards the ceiling, maybe bend the knee, open up the hip flexor. Option to stay here, or you can continue following that motion, find your wild thing, a rock star. Next exhale, we'll actually find our high palm plank and go through our vinyasa. So you'll go through chaturanga, up dog, down dog, and hold here. From here, the left leg will go up towards the ceiling. Maybe you bend the knee, open up the hip flexor. Maybe you stay there, or maybe you follow it around. On your next exhale, we'll go through our vinyasa. When you're ready, drop the knees apart, toes together, child's pose. Hold here, focus on your breath. Good. And keeping your eyes closed, we're going to make our way to our back. We'll bring the knees into the chest. Maybe cross the right knee over the left, or maybe keep the knees together as you gently let the knees fall to the left side. Arms nice and wide today, gaze towards the right shoulder. If your legs are crossed, uncross them first, and then use the abs to bring the knees back towards your center. Nice deep breath on your exhale, let them fall over to the other side, maybe crossing left leg over right. We'll take the gaze towards the left shoulder. Knees back in towards the chest. If you have a sensitive back, you're going to keep the feet flat to the floor, maybe knock the knees together. Flip the palms towards the ceiling, shoulders away from the ears. If your back feels nice today, go ahead and straighten those legs. Find our Shavasana. Close your eyes if they're not already closed. Back to that Ujjayi breathing if that feels good. In through the nose, out through the mouth, making an audible sound on your exhale. Softening your forehead lines. Separating your back teeth, almost letting the jaw hang open. Imagining you're sinking deeper into the mat with every exhale. Softening the chest, the shoulders, the hips, the thighs. When you're ready, you can start to wiggle the fingers and toes. Find your fetal position. And then gently come up to a comfortable seated position. We'll take another 30 seconds for a final prayer or thought. Take your hands to prayer straight up through the sky, through the third eye, down to heart center. Namaste. Have a great Saturday.